The rain fell hard on the London streets. Lady Penelope Hartwell stood in the garden behind her sister's grand house. Her thin dress offered no warmth against the cold autumn wind. Her hands were red and raw from scrubbing floors all morning. "Penelope," her sister's voice cut through the air like a knife. "The guests will arrive in an hour. You have not finished preparing the drawing room." Penelope turned to face Catherine, her older sister. Catherine wore a gown of deep green silk. Emeralds hung from her ears. Her face was beautiful but cold. "I will finish it now," Penelope said quietly. She kept her eyes lowered. "Look at you," Catherine said with disgust. "Your hands are like a servant's. Your dress is a rag. How fortunate that no one knows you are my sister. I would die of shame." Penelope said nothing. She had learned long ago that silence was safest. "Mother was right about you," Catherine continued. "You were always the plain one, the disappointing one. It is a blessing that Father arranged for you to serve me instead of burdening society with your presence." Penelope's throat tightened. She would not cry. She had promised herself she would not cry anymore. Catherine swept back into the house. Penelope followed slowly. Her feet ached in her worn shoes. She climbed the servants' stairs to the drawing room. The other maids avoided her eyes. They knew she was different. She was Lady Catherine's sister, but she lived like the lowest servant. Penelope polished the silver candlesticks until they gleamed. She arranged the flowers in perfect vases. She made everything beautiful for her sister's party. A party she would not attend. Her fingers trembled as she worked. She thought of her father. He had been a baron once, but he gambled away their fortune. When he died 3 years ago, he left only debts. Catherine had married well. She wed Lord Ashworth, a wealthy earl. Catherine agreed to take Penelope in, but the price was servitude. "You will earn your keep," Catherine had said that first day. "You will work for every bite of food, every scrap of clothing. Perhaps labor will teach you the value you lack." Penelope had been 19 then. She was 22 now. 3 years of scrubbing and sewing and serving. 3 years of Catherine's cruelty. 3 years of watching her beauty fade in mirrors that reflected exhaustion and hunger. But Catherine was wrong about one thing. Penelope was not worthless. Deep inside, where her sister's words could not reach, Penelope held on to something precious. She held on to hope. She believed that somewhere in this cold world there was warmth, there was kindness, there was love. She just had to survive long enough to find it. That evening, Penelope served wine to Catherine's guests. She moved silently through the drawing room. She was invisible. The ladies in their fine gowns did not see her. The gentlemen in their perfectly tied cravats looked through her. Only one person watched her. A tall man stood near the fireplace. He had dark hair and darker eyes. His face was handsome but hard. He wore black as if in mourning. He did not laugh at the jokes. He did not join the conversations. He simply stood there, watching. Penelope felt his gaze follow her. It made her nervous. She nearly dropped the wine tray. Her hands shook as she poured. "Who is that girl?" the man asked Lord Ashworth. "Which girl?" Lord Ashworth glanced around. "The one serving wine, with the brown hair." "Oh, her!" Lord Ashworth lowered his voice. "That is my wife's sister. A sad case, really. Their father lost everything. My dear Catherine took pity on her, gave her a home and purpose." "She serves you like a maid," the man said. His voice was cold. "Well, yes. Catherine believes in the dignity of work. The girl would be lost otherwise." The tall man said nothing more, but his eyes followed Penelope until she left the room. In the kitchen, Penelope allowed herself to breathe. The cook, Mrs. Wells, pressed a piece of bread into her hand. "Eat, child," Mrs. Wells whispered. "You are too thin." "Thank you," Penelope said. The bread was still warm. It tasted like heaven. "That Duke of Northmere was watching you," Mrs. Wells said. "I saw it from the doorway." Penelope's heart jumped. The Duke? Yes, they say he is the richest man in England, and the loneliest. His wife died 2 years ago. He has not smiled since. Penelope thought of the man in black, his hard face, his watching eyes. She felt sorry for him. She knew what loneliness looked like. "Why does he come to parties if he is so sad?" Penelope asked. "Society expects it," Mrs. Wells said. "A duke has duties, even a grieving one." Penelope understood duties. She lived by them every day. The Duke of Northmere left the party early. He walked to his carriage through the rain. Inside, he loosened his cravat. He hated these gatherings. They were full of false smiles and empty words. Everyone wanted something from him. His title, his money, his name. His wife Margaret had loved parties. She had sparkled at them like a diamond. When she died giving birth to their stillborn son, the light went out of the Duke's world. For 2 years he had moved through life like a ghost. He went to parties because his mother insisted. He managed his estates because duty demanded it. But he felt nothing until tonight. Tonight he saw a girl with sad eyes serving wine. Something about her called to him. Perhaps it was the way she moved so carefully, as if she feared taking up space. Perhaps it was the tremor in her hands. Perhaps it was the dignity she maintained despite her circumstances. He had asked about her. Lord Ashworth's explanation disgusted him. A sister serving as a maid. It was cruel. The Duke leaned back against the carriage seat. He thought of Margaret. She had been beautiful and graceful. But had she seen him? Really seen him? Or had she seen only the Duke, the title, the position? The girl with sad eyes had looked at him differently. For a moment, their eyes met across the drawing room. In that moment, he saw recognition. She knew loneliness too. She understood. The Duke made a decision. He would see that girl again. He would learn her name. He would discover if the sadness in her eyes matched the emptiness in his heart. But first, he needed to test something. He needed to know if anyone in this cruel world could see beyond appearances, could see the person beneath the title. An idea formed in his mind. It was unconventional, perhaps even mad. But the Duke had nothing to lose. He was already dead inside. What harm could come from trying to feel alive again? He would disguise himself. He would shed his title and his wealth. He would approach her as a beggar, as nothing. And he would see if her kindness extended to those who could offer her nothing in return. If she passed this test, he would know her heart was true. If she failed, he would know that even the most innocent-looking souls were corrupted by this world's values. Either way, he would have his answer. 3 days later, Penelope walked to the market. Catherine had given her 3 coins and a long list of items to purchase. The coins would not be enough. They never were. But Penelope would find a way. She always did. The market bustled with people. Merchants called out their prices. Ladies examined vegetables. Children ran between the stalls. Penelope moved through the crowd quietly. She counted her coins again. If she bargained carefully, she might manage. Near the baker's stall, she saw a man sitting on the ground. His clothes were ragged and dirty. His face was hidden beneath an old hat. He held out a tin cup. "Please, miss," he said. His voice was rough. "A coin for a hungry man?" Penelope stopped. She looked at her 3 coins. They were all she had. If she gave one away, she could not complete her list. Catherine would be furious. But the man looked so thin. His hands shook from cold or weakness. When had he last eaten? Penelope thought of her own hunger. The nights when she went to bed with an empty stomach. The mornings when she woke dizzy from lack of food. She knew what it felt like. She took 1 coin from her hand. She placed it gently in the man's cup. "God bless you, miss," the man said. "I wish I could give more," Penelope said softly. "But I hope this helps." She turned to walk away. The man's voice stopped her. "Wait, please." She looked back. "Why did you give me that coin?" the man asked. "You do not look wealthy yourself." Penelope glanced down at her worn dress. She smiled sadly. "I am not wealthy, but I know what hunger feels like. I could not walk past you without helping." "That coin might have bought you something," the man said. "Something you need." "I need many things," Penelope admitted. "But kindness is not something I can afford to lose. If I stop caring about others, I will lose the only thing that makes me feel human." The man was quiet. Penelope thought she saw his shoulders shake. Was he crying? "Are you well, sir?" she asked. She knelt beside him. "Are you ill?" The man raised his head. For the first time, she saw his face beneath the hat. He had strong features and dark eyes. Something about those eyes seemed familiar. "I am not ill," he said quietly. "I am humbled." "I do not understand," Penelope said. "You gave me kindness when you had nothing to give. You saw me as human when others stepped over me like dirt. You did not ask if I deserved your coin. You simply gave it because I needed it." "Anyone would have done the same," Penelope said. "No," the man said firmly. "I have been sitting here for an hour. Dozens of people passed by, rich people in fine clothes. They did not even look at me. You are the first person to stop, the first person to see me." Penelope's heart ached. "Then society is blind," she said. "Everyone deserves to be seen." The man reached up. He pulled off his hat. He wiped the dirt from his face with his sleeve. Slowly, he stood. He was very tall, much taller than Penelope expected. "You should go," he said gently. "You have shopping to complete. But please, take your coin back." "No," Penelope said. "It is yours now. I gave it freely." "What is your name?" the man asked. "Penelope," she said. "Penelope Hartwell." "Lady Penelope Hartwell?" the man asked. "Sister to Lady Catherine Ashworth?" Penelope's face grew hot with shame. "I was a lady once. I am not sure what I am now." "You are more of a lady than anyone I have met in this city," the man said. His voice was intense. "You are more noble than people with titles. You are more beautiful than women adorned in jewels." Penelope stepped back. "You should not say such things." "Why not? They are true." "You do not know me," Penelope said, but her heart beat faster. No one had called her beautiful in 3 years. "I know enough," the man said. He reached into his ragged coat. He pulled out a card. "If you ever need help, send word to this address. Ask for the Duke of Northmere. Tell him Benedict sent you." Penelope took the card with shaking fingers. "Benedict is your name?" "Yes," the man said. His eyes held hers. "Remember it." Then he turned and walked away. He disappeared into the crowd before Penelope could ask more questions. She looked down at the card. It bore an address in the finest part of London. Why would a beggar have a duke's calling card? Penelope shook her head. She tucked the card into her pocket. She had shopping to complete. She had already spent too much time. Catherine would be waiting. But as she walked through the market, Penelope felt different, lighter somehow. A stranger had called her beautiful. He had called her noble. Perhaps she was not as worthless as Catherine claimed. Perhaps there was hope after all. That evening, the Duke of Northmere sat in his study. He had bathed away the dirt and put on proper clothes, but he could not wash away the memory of Penelope's kindness. She had given him her last coin. She had knelt beside him with compassion. She had spoken to him as if he mattered. The Duke's hands trembled as he poured himself brandy. His heart, dead for 2 years, stirred with unfamiliar feeling. It hurt. It ached. It burned. He was alive again, and it terrified him. His butler knocked softly. "Your Grace, your mother is here." The Dowager Duchess swept into the study. She was a formidable woman with silver hair and sharp eyes. "Benedict," she said, "I heard the most disturbing rumor. Someone said they saw you dressed as a beggar in the market. Rumors are often false, the Duke said mildly. Are they false in this case? His mother demanded. No, the Duke admitted. His mother sat down heavily. Have you lost your mind? Perhaps, the Duke said. Or perhaps I am finding it again. Explain yourself. The Duke told her about the party, about seeing Penelope serving wine, about learning that she was treated as a servant by her own sister, about his need to test her heart. And? His mother asked. She passed, the Duke said softly. She gave me her last coin. She showed me kindness when I had nothing to offer in return. His mother watched him carefully. You are interested in this girl? I am, the Duke admitted. She is poor. She has no connections. Her sister treats her shamefully. None of that matters, the Duke said. It matters to society. Society can go to hell, the Duke said. His voice was cold. His mother smiled. It was the first real smile he had seen from her in 2 years. Good, she said. I have been waiting for you to stop caring what society thinks. Margaret's death nearly destroyed you, but you are still here. You deserve happiness, Benedict. What should I do? The Duke asked. Court her, his mother said simply. Win her heart, then marry her and let society say what they will. She lives with her sister. Lady Catherine will never allow me near her. His mother's eyes gleamed. Then we must arrange circumstances differently. Leave it to me. The next morning, a letter arrived at the Ashworth house. It was addressed to Lady Catherine. She opened it with her breakfast tea. How extraordinary, Catherine said. She read the letter twice. Lord Ashworth, the Dowager Duchess of Northmere requests a companion for her charitable work. She asks if we can recommend someone suitable. That is quite an honor, Lord Ashworth said. The Duchess is very influential. She offers to pay £50 per year for the position, Catherine said. Her eyes widened. £50? An idea formed in Catherine's mind. If she sent Penelope to serve the Duchess, she could still claim the charitable credit of helping her sister, but she would be rid of her, and she might gain favor with the powerful Duchess. You should send your sister, Lord Ashworth suggested. She is educated and well-mannered when she needs to be. Yes, Catherine said slowly. Yes, that is perfect. Penelope will be the Duchess's companion. That afternoon, Catherine called Penelope to the drawing room. You are leaving this house, Catherine announced. Penelope's heart sank. Was she being thrown out? Where would she go? The Dowager Duchess of Northmere needs a companion, Catherine continued. I have graciously recommended you. You will go to Northmere House tomorrow morning. I do not understand, Penelope said. It is quite simple, Catherine said coldly. You will serve the Duchess as you have served me. You will read to her, accompany her on calls, and do whatever she requires. She will pay you £50 per year. 25 of those pounds will come to me as repayment for my years of charity toward you. But, Penelope began. You will do this, Catherine snapped, or you will leave this house with nothing but the dress on your back. Choose. Penelope had no choice. She nodded. I will go. Good, Catherine said. Pack your belongings. A carriage will collect you at dawn. That night, Penelope packed her few possessions. One change of clothes, a comb that had been her mother's, a small book of poetry. It all fit in a worn bag. Mrs. Wells came to her small attic room. She embraced Penelope. Be brave, dear girl, Mrs. Wells whispered. Perhaps this change will bring you good fortune. Perhaps, Penelope said, but she was frightened. She knew nothing about the Dowager Duchess. What if her new mistress was as cruel as Catherine? At dawn, a grand carriage arrived. It bore the Northmere crest on its door. A footman helped Penelope inside. She had never ridden in such luxury. The seats were soft velvet. The interior smelled of leather and polish. The carriage rolled through London's streets. Penelope watched the city pass by. She was leaving the only home she had known for 3 years. She should feel sad. Instead, she felt a strange flutter of hope. Northmere House rose before her like a palace. It was built of white stone with tall windows and elegant columns. Gardens surrounded it. Fountains sparkled in the morning light. The footman opened the carriage door. Penelope stepped out on shaking legs. A kind-faced woman waited at the entrance. "Welcome to Northmere House," the woman said. "I am Mrs. Blackwood, the housekeeper. Her Grace is expecting you." Penelope followed Mrs. Blackwood inside. The entrance hall took her breath away. A grand staircase curved upward. Crystal chandeliers hung from painted ceilings. Marble floors gleamed beneath her worn shoes. "This way, dear," Mrs. Blackwood said. She led Penelope to a bright sitting room. The Dowager Duchess sat near a window. She wore a gown of lavender silk. Her silver hair was styled elegantly. Her face was lined but kind. "Lady Penelope," the Duchess said warmly, "how lovely to meet you." Penelope curtsied. "Your Grace, I am honored." "Please sit," the Duchess said. "Would you like tea?" "If it pleases your Grace," Penelope said. The Duchess poured tea herself. She handed Penelope a delicate cup. "Tell me about yourself." Penelope did not know what to say. She spoke carefully. "I am the youngest daughter of the late Baron Hartwell. I have been living with my sister, Lady Ashworth. I am grateful for this opportunity to serve you." "You have had a difficult few years," the Duchess said gently. It was not a question. Tears threatened Penelope's eyes. "Yes, Your Grace." "That is over now," the Duchess said firmly. "You are under my protection here. You will be treated with respect. You will have proper clothing, proper food, and proper rest. Is that clear?" Penelope could not speak. She nodded. "Good," the Duchess said. "Now, I must confess something. I did not invite you here solely as my companion." Penelope's heart sank. What did the Duchess want? "My son is the Duke of Northmere," the Duchess continued. "He has been lost to grief for 2 years. Recently, something changed. He came alive again, and it is because of you." "Me?" Penelope whispered. "Your Grace, I have never met your son." "Oh, but you have," the Duchess said. Her eyes twinkled. "In the market 3 days ago. He was disguised as a beggar. You gave him kindness when he had nothing." Penelope's mind raced. The beggar. Benedict. That was the Duke? "Yes," the Duchess said. "He wanted to test your heart, to see if you would show kindness to someone who could give you nothing in return. You did. You passed his test." "I do not understand why he needed to test me," Penelope said. She felt confused and overwhelmed. "My son has been hurt by this world," the Duchess said. "He needed to know that true goodness still existed. You showed him it does." "What does this mean?" Penelope asked. "It means my son wishes to court you," the Duchess said. "But he wants to do it properly. He wants to give you time to know him, to see if you can care for Benedict the man, not the Duke of Northmere. Will you allow this?" Penelope's hands shook so hard that tea spilled from her cup. The Duchess took it gently. "I am nobody," Penelope said. "I have nothing. I am not beautiful or accomplished. Why would a duke want me?" "Because you saw him," the Duchess said. "Not his title, not his wealth, just him. And you treated him with dignity and compassion. That is worth more than all the beauty and accomplishment in England." "I am frightened," Penelope admitted. "That is wise," the Duchess said. "Love is frightening, but it is also wonderful. Will you give my son a chance?" Penelope thought of the beggar in the market. She thought of his dark eyes and intense voice. She thought of how he called her beautiful, noble. "Yes," she whispered. "I will try." The Duchess smiled. "Then let us begin." Over the following days, Penelope settled into Northmere House. Her room was beautiful beyond her dreams. It had a soft bed with clean sheets, a fireplace that was actually lit, a wardrobe that soon filled with new dresses the Duchess ordered for her. "You must look the part," the Duchess said. "Not for society, but for yourself. You deserve beautiful things." Penelope protested. "This is too much. I cannot repay you." "You repay me by making my son smile again," the Duchess said. "That is payment beyond price." The Duke of Northmere did not appear immediately. The Duchess explained that he was at his country estate. He would return in 1 week. "He wants to give you time to adjust," the Duchess said, "and to be certain of your feelings." During that week, Penelope learned about Benedict. The Duchess shared stories of his childhood, his kindness, his honor, his deep capacity for love. "He adored his wife Margaret," the Duchess said. "When she died, a part of him died too. I thought I had lost my son forever. Then he met you." "What if I disappoint him?" Penelope asked. "Impossible," the Duchess said. "You already showed him your true heart. He knows who you are." But Penelope was not sure she knew who she was anymore. For 3 years, Catherine told her she was worthless, plain, a burden. Those words had seeped into her bones. Could one act of kindness in a market really change everything? On the 7th day, the Duke returned. Penelope was in the library reading when Mrs. Blackwood found her. "His Grace has arrived," the housekeeper said. "He requests your presence in the garden." Penelope's heart hammered. She smoothed her new dress of pale blue. The Duchess had assured her it brought out her eyes, but Penelope still felt like an imposter. She walked to the garden on trembling legs. The autumn flowers bloomed in shades of gold and crimson. A fountain bubbled peacefully. And there, standing beneath an old oak tree, was the Duke. He wore simple clothes, no formal jacket, just a white shirt and dark trousers. His dark hair fell slightly over his forehead. When he saw her, his face transformed. He smiled. It was hesitant and unsure, but real. "Lady Penelope," he said. He bowed. "Thank you for agreeing to see me." "Your Grace," Penelope said. She curtsied. "Please, call me Benedict," he said, "at least when we are alone." "I am not sure I can," Penelope admitted. "You are a duke." "I am a man," Benedict said. "A man who treated you dishonestly. I deceived you in the market. I am deeply sorry for that." "You wanted to know if I was kind," Penelope said. "I understand." "Do you?" Benedict stepped closer. "I have been betrayed by appearances before, by people who wanted my title, not my heart. I needed to know if you were different. It was selfish of me." "It was human," Penelope said softly. "We all protect ourselves." Benedict's eyes searched hers. "You are extraordinary, do you know that?" "No," Penelope said honestly. "I feel very ordinary, very broken." "Who broke you?" Benedict asked. His voice was fierce. "Life," Penelope said. "My father's death, my lost fortune, my sister's cruelty. I have been told for 3 years that I am worthless. Sometimes I believe it." "Then I will spend every day proving those voices wrong," Benedict said, "if you will let me." "Why?" Penelope asked. Tears filled her eyes. "Why do you care?" Benedict took her hands gently. His touch was warm. "Because when I looked into your eyes in that market, I saw a mirror of my own soul. You know what loss feels like, what loneliness feels like, what it is like to move through the world as a ghost. But you did not let it make you cruel. You stayed kind. You stayed soft. You stayed human. That takes a strength I do not possess." "You are wrong," Penelope said. "You are strong." "I am empty," Benedict said. "I have been empty since Margaret died. Nothing touched me, nothing moved me, until you." "I gave you 1 coin," Penelope whispered. "You gave me hope," Benedict corrected. You reminded me that goodness exists, that not everyone is ruled by greed or status. You were kind to a beggar. You saw me as human. Do you know how rare that is?" Penelope shook her head. Tears spilled down her cheeks. Benedict reached up. He wiped them away gently with his thumb. "Do not cry, please." "I am not sad," Penelope said. "I am overwhelmed. 1 week ago I was scrubbing floors. Now I am standing in a beautiful garden, being courted by a duke. It feels like a dream." "If it is a dream, I do not want to wake," Benedict said. "May I court you properly? May I spend time with you, get to know you?" "Yes," Penelope said. Her heart felt like it would burst. "Yes." Benedict smiled fully then. It changed his entire face. He looked younger, lighter. The hardness melted away. "Then let us walk," he said. He offered his arm. "Tell me everything about yourself, your favorite books, your favorite flowers, your dreams." They walked through the garden for hours. Penelope told him about her childhood, her love of poetry, her secret talent for painting that she had abandoned when her family lost their fortune. Benedict listened to every word. He asked questions. He remembered details. He treated her words as precious. In return, he told her about his grief, about feeling like half a person without Margaret, about the guilt he carried for not saving her. "You could not have saved her," Penelope said gently. "Childbirth is dangerous. It was not your fault." "My mind knows that," Benedict said. "My heart has been slower to accept it." "Hearts are stubborn," Penelope said. "Mine keeps hoping for happiness even when my mind tells me I do not deserve it." Benedict stopped walking. He turned to face her. "You deserve every happiness in the world. You deserve kindness and warmth and love. You deserve to be cherished." "As do you," Penelope said. She touched his face lightly. She was shocked by her own boldness, but something about Benedict made her brave. Benedict closed his eyes. He leaned into her touch like a man starved for affection. "This feels right," he whispered. "Being with you feels right." "Yes," Penelope agreed. "It does." Over the following weeks, Benedict courted Penelope with quiet devotion. He took her riding in the park. He brought her books from his library. He sat with her while she painted, watching her create beauty on canvas. The Duchess watched them with satisfaction. "You are good for each other," she told Penelope. "You heal each other's wounds." But it was more than healing. It was discovery. Penelope discovered what it felt like to be treasured, to have someone listen when she spoke, to laugh freely, to feel beautiful. Benedict discovered what it felt like to be vulnerable, to share his pain, to hope again, to imagine a future filled with something other than duty. One evening, they sat together in the music room. Penelope played the pianoforte. She had not played in years. Her fingers stumbled over the keys. "I am terrible," she said with embarrassment. "You are perfect," Benedict said. He sat beside her on the bench. "Play something simple. I will help." He placed his hands over hers. Together, they played a simple melody. The music was not skillful, but it was beautiful because they made it together. When the song ended, Benedict did not move his hands. "Penelope," he said softly. "Yes?" She looked up at him. "I am falling in love with you," Benedict said. "I did not think I could love again. I thought that part of me died with Margaret. But you brought me back to life." Penelope's breath caught. "Benedict, You do not have to say anything," Benedict interrupted. "I know this is fast. I know you may need time. I just needed you to know what is in my heart." "I am falling in love with you too," Penelope whispered. "It terrifies me." "Why?" Benedict asked. "Because I am afraid it is not real," Penelope admitted. "I am afraid I will wake up and find I am still scrubbing floors in Catherine's house. I am afraid you will see me clearly one day and realize I am not special." Benedict turned her face toward his. His dark eyes were intense. You are the most special person I have ever known. You are brave and kind and strong. You survived cruelty without becoming cruel. You remained gentle in a harsh world. That is extraordinary." "I am just me," Penelope said. "Just you is everything," Benedict said. Then he kissed her. It was gentle and sweet. A question, not a demand. Penelope answered by kissing him back. Her first kiss. Her first taste of love. It was perfect. When they parted, both were breathless. "I want to marry you," Benedict said. "I know it is soon, but I am certain. You are what my heart has been searching for." "Yes," Penelope said. She laughed through happy tears. "Yes, I will marry you." Benedict pulled her close. He held her like she was precious, like she was treasured, like she was loved. For the first time in 3 years, Penelope believed she deserved this happiness. She believed she was worthy of love. The next day, Benedict made a formal announcement. He was engaged to Lady Penelope Hartwell. Society erupted with gossip. Lady Catherine appeared at Northmere House within hours. She forced her way past the servants. "This is absurd," Catherine shouted at Penelope. "You, a duchess! The Duke must be mad." Benedict stepped between them. "You will not speak to my betrothed that way." "She was my servant," Catherine said. "She was never your servant," Benedict said coldly. "She was your sister, and you treated her with shameful cruelty." "I gave her a home," Catherine protested. "You gave her abuse," Benedict said. "You told her she was worthless. You made her scrub floors while you wore jewels purchased with her inheritance." Catherine's face went white. "Her inheritance?" "Yes," Benedict said. "I have investigated your father's estate. You took everything that should have been shared with Penelope. You stole from your own sister." "I saved her from destitution," Catherine said. "You enslaved her," Benedict said. His voice was like ice. "And now you will leave this house. You will never speak to Penelope again. If you try to contact her, I will ensure society knows exactly how you treated your own blood." Catherine looked at Penelope with hatred. "You always wanted what was mine." "No," Penelope said. She stood tall. "I wanted only kindness. You could not give me that, so Benedict did." Catherine left in fury. Penelope watched her go without tears. "Are you well?" Benedict asked. "I am free," Penelope said. "Finally free." Benedict pulled her into his arms. "Nothing will hurt you again, I promise." But promises are fragile things, and the world is full of sharp edges. 3 weeks before the wedding, Benedict's aunt arrived from Scotland. Lady Beatrice was a formidable woman with firm opinions about bloodlines and tradition. "This marriage is unsuitable," she told Benedict bluntly. "The girl has nothing. Her sister is an embarrassment. You should marry someone appropriate." "Penelope is appropriate," Benedict said. "She is perfect." "She will not know how to be a duchess," Lady Beatrice said. "She will humiliate you." "She will grace my life with kindness and love," Benedict said. "That is all I need." But Lady Beatrice did not stop. She spread rumors through society. She said Penelope was a fortune hunter, that she seduced Benedict when he was vulnerable, that she was unfit for her position. The whispers reached Penelope. They stung like wasps. "Perhaps she is right," Penelope told the Dowager Duchess. "I do not know how to be a duchess. What if I fail Benedict?" "You could never fail him," the Dowager Duchess said firmly. "You already gave him the greatest gift. You gave him love." But doubt crept into Penelope's heart. It whispered in Catherine's voice. Worthless, burden, mistake. One evening, Penelope found Benedict in his study. He looked tired. Documents covered his desk. "What is wrong?" Penelope asked. "Nothing," Benedict said, but his voice was strained. "Do not lie to me," Penelope said. "I can see you are troubled." Benedict sighed. "My aunt is causing problems. She has convinced some of the family that our marriage is inappropriate. They are threatening to boycott the wedding. Penelope's stomach dropped. Because of me. Because they are small-minded fools, Benedict said. He stood and took her hands. It does not matter. I do not care if they come or not. But I care, Penelope said. I do not want to be the reason your family is divided. You are not the reason, Benedict said. Their prejudice is the reason. But Penelope could not shake the feeling that she was causing harm. That night, she barely slept. She thought about Benedict's life before her, his perfect wife, his respected position, his unblemished reputation. What if she ruined all of that? What if Catherine was right? What if she was not good enough? In the morning, Penelope found a letter on her breakfast tray. It was from Lady Beatrice. She opened it with shaking hands. The letter was cruel. It detailed all of Penelope's inadequacies. It said Benedict would regret marrying beneath his station. It said Penelope was selfish for accepting his proposal. The words cut deep. They found every insecurity and twisted the knife. Penelope read the letter 3 times. Each time the words hurt more. By afternoon, she had made a decision. She found Benedict in the garden. I cannot marry you, she said. Her voice shook, but she forced the words out. Benedict froze. What? Your aunt is right, Penelope said. Tears streamed down her face. I am not suitable. I will only bring you shame. I will ruin your family. That is nonsense, Benedict said. He tried to take her hands. She pulled away. It is not nonsense, Penelope said. Look at me. Really look at me. I am nobody. I have nothing to offer you. You offer me everything, Benedict said. His voice was desperate. Penelope, where is this coming from? From reality, Penelope said. I let myself believe in a fairy tale. But fairy tales are not real. I need to return to the real world. The real world is cold and cruel, Benedict said. What we have is real. Our love is real. Love is not enough, Penelope said. The words broke her heart. You need someone who can be a proper duchess, someone society will accept, someone who will not embarrass you. You could never embarrass me, Benedict said. Penelope, please, do not do this. Do not throw away our happiness because of my aunt's poison. It is not just your aunt, Penelope said. It is everyone. It is society. It is the truth. I am not good enough for you. Stop saying that, Benedict's voice rose. He never shouted. It shocked them both. Stop believing their lies. Stop letting cruel people define your worth. They are not lies, Penelope whispered. My own sister saw no value in me. My own father considered me a disappointment. Maybe they all saw the truth. Benedict's face crumpled. If you truly believe that, then I have failed you. I thought I showed you your worth. I thought I made you see yourself as I see you. You see what you want to see, Penelope said, but I know what I am. You are the woman I love, Benedict said. You are brave and kind and beautiful. You are everything I need. Find someone better, Penelope said. She turned away. She could not look at his pain. Someone worthy of you. There is no one better, Benedict said. His voice broke. There is no one else. Only you. Penelope ran from the garden. She could not bear it anymore. She packed her few belongings. She asked Mrs. Blackwood to call for a carriage. Child, what are you doing? Mrs. Blackwood asked. His Grace is devastated. I am saving him, Penelope said. From me. The Dowager Duchess found her before she could leave. Stop this foolishness, the Duchess commanded. It is not foolish, Penelope said. It is necessary. You are running away from happiness, the Duchess said, because you are frightened. I am running away from disaster, Penelope said, before I cause more damage. The only disaster is losing you, the Duchess said. She took Penelope's hands. My son loves you, truly loves you. Do you know how rare that is? How precious? I know, Penelope said. Sobs shook her body. That is why I must go, before I destroy it. She pulled free and ran to the waiting carriage. She had nowhere to go. She had no money beyond the few coins she saved, but she could not stay. She would not ruin Benedict's life. The carriage rolled through London streets. Penelope had no destination. She told the driver to take her to an inn, a cheap one. She would find work somehow. She would survive. She always did. But as the carriage moved further from Northmere House, Penelope felt her heart break into pieces. She loved Benedict. She loved him more than she thought possible. And that was why she had to leave. Love meant protecting him, even from herself. Benedict stood in the empty garden. Penelope was gone. The woman he loved had walked away, and he was alone again. The emptiness returned like a flood. It filled his chest. It choked him. For a moment, he could not breathe. His mother found him there an hour later. He had not moved. "Go after her," the Dowager Duchess said. "She does not want me," Benedict said. His voice was hollow. "She wants you desperately," his mother said. "That is why she ran. She loves you so much that she thinks leaving will protect you." "Protect me from what?" Benedict asked. "From society's judgment, from your aunt's cruelty, from her own perceived inadequacy. She has been told she is worthless for so long that she believes it." "I tried to show her the truth," Benedict said. "I tried to make her see herself as I see her." "Then try harder," his mother said. "Fight for her. Show her that your love is stronger than her fear." "What if she truly wants to leave?" Benedict asked. "What if I am not enough?" "You are enough," his mother said firmly. "And she is enough. You are two broken people who found each other. Do not let the world break you again." Benedict looked at his mother. Slowly, strength returned to his limbs. She was right. He could not let Penelope go. He could not let her believe the lies. He would fight for her, even if she fought against him. "Where would she go?" Benedict asked. "She has no money and no family," his mother said. "She would go somewhere cheap, somewhere she could hide." Benedict called for his horse. He rode through London like a man possessed. He checked every cheap inn, every boarding house, every place a frightened woman might hide. Finally, near midnight, he found her. She was at a run-down inn near the docks. The innkeeper pointed him to a small room on the top floor. Benedict climbed the stairs 2 at a time. He knocked on the door. "Go away!" Penelope's voice called. It sounded broken. "No," Benedict said. "Open this door." "Please leave," Penelope said. "I cannot see you." "I am not leaving," Benedict said. "I will stand here all night if I must. I will knock until my hands bleed. I will shout until my voice is gone. But I will not leave without you." Silence. Then the door opened. Penelope stood there in her travelling dress. Her eyes were red from crying. She looked exhausted and defeated. "Why are you here?" she whispered. "Because you are here," Benedict said simply. "Where you are is where I need to be." "You should hate me," Penelope said. "I hurt you." "You could never make me hate you," Benedict said. He stepped into the small room. "You scared me. You broke my heart. But I could never hate you." "I am sorry," Penelope said. Fresh tears fell. "I thought I was doing the right thing." "The right thing is staying," Benedict said. "Fighting. Believing in us." "I do not know how," Penelope admitted. "I do not know how to believe I am good enough." Benedict knelt down. He knelt on the dirty floor of a cheap inn, a duke on his knees. "Then let me believe for both of us," Benedict said. He looked up at her with everything he felt shining in his eyes. "Penelope Hartwell, you are good enough. You are more than good enough. You are everything. You are the kindness that saved me from darkness. You are the light that brought me back to life. You are the love I never thought I would find again." "Benedict," Penelope sobbed, "please get up." "Not until you say you will come home," Benedict said. Not until you promise to marry me. Not until you believe that you deserve to be loved. What about your family? Penelope asked. What about society? Let them think what they will, Benedict said. I do not care about their approval. I only care about you, about us, about building a life filled with the love we both deserve. I am frightened, Penelope admitted. So am I, Benedict said. Love is frightening, but being without you is worse. Please, Penelope, come home. Marry me. Let me spend the rest of my life proving your worth to you. Penelope looked at him, this powerful man on his knees, this duke who chose her above all others, this broken soul who matched her own. And she made a choice. She chose to be brave. She chose to believe. She chose love. Yes, she said. Yes, I will come home. Yes, I will marry you. Yes, I choose us. Benedict stood. He pulled her into his arms. He held her so tight she could barely breathe, but she did not complain. She held him just as tightly. I love you, Benedict whispered into her hair. I love you more than I thought it was possible to love anyone. I love you too, Penelope said. I am sorry I ran. I am sorry I doubted us. We will doubt sometimes, Benedict said. We will be frightened sometimes, but we will face it together. Always together. They left the inn together. Benedict took her home, to Northmere House, to the place where she belonged. The Dowager Duchess waited up for them. She embraced Penelope. Welcome home, daughter, she said. That word, daughter, it healed something in Penelope. She had not felt like anyone's daughter in so long. The wedding took place 2 weeks later. Lady Beatrice did not attend. Several family members boycotted. Society whispered and gossiped. But none of it mattered, because when Penelope walked down the aisle, she saw only Benedict. He stood at the altar with tears in his eyes. He looked at her like she was the most beautiful thing he had ever seen. When they spoke their vows, their voices were strong. They promised to love and cherish, to honor and protect, to face the world together. When the priest said they were married, Benedict kissed his wife with tenderness and joy. Penelope kissed him back with everything in her heart. They were whole. They were healed. They were home. The wedding breakfast was small but filled with love. The Dowager Duchess gave a toast. To my son and his bride, she said, you have taught me that true nobility is not found in bloodlines or titles. It is found in the courage to love, in the strength to be kind, in the wisdom to see beyond appearances. May your love inspire others to look deeper, to value character over status, to choose love over pride. Everyone raised their glasses. Even those who had doubted blessed the union. That night, Benedict and Penelope stood on the balcony of their rooms. They looked out over the gardens. The moon was full and bright. Are you happy? Benedict asked. More than I ever dreamed possible, Penelope said. She leaned against him. Are you? I am complete, Benedict said. For 2 years I was half a person. Now I am whole again. You did that. We did it together, Penelope said. You taught me to value myself, to believe I deserve love. You taught me that love can happen twice, Benedict said. That hearts can heal, that life continues even after loss. They stood in comfortable silence. 2 broken people who found each other. 2 wounded souls who healed together. I have something for you, Benedict said. He pulled a small box from his pocket. Penelope opened it. Inside was a simple gold locket. She opened the locket. Inside was a tiny painting. It showed a coin. The coin you gave me in the market, Benedict explained. I kept it, as a reminder of the day my life changed, the day I met true kindness. Benedict, Penelope whispered. She was crying again, but these were happy tears. You saved me with that coin, Benedict said. Not because of its value, but because of what it represented. You gave when you had nothing. You saw me when others looked away. You loved me before you knew who I was. That is the greatest gift anyone has ever given me." Penelope kissed him. It was soft and sweet and full of promise. "I would do it again," she said, 1,000 times. "I would always choose kindness. I would always choose you." In the months that followed, Penelope bloomed as Duchess of Northmere. She was not the Duchess society expected. She did not host grand balls or seek social prominence. Instead, she opened Northmere House to charity. She helped women in situations like her own. She provided shelter and work to those society had discarded. Benedict supported her fully. He was proud of his wife, proud of her compassion, proud of her strength. Society slowly came around. They saw that the Duke was happy. They saw that his Duchess was kind and gracious. They saw that love, real love, was more valuable than any bloodline. Lady Catherine tried to return to favour. She claimed credit for introducing her sister to society, but no one believed her lies. She was quietly excluded from the best homes. Her cruelty had been exposed and judged. 1 year after their wedding, Penelope stood in the nursery. She placed her hand on her growing belly. Soon there would be a child, a son or daughter who would be raised with love, who would never doubt their worth, who would be taught that true nobility comes from character, not title. Benedict found her there. He wrapped his arms around her. He placed his hand over hers. "Are you thinking about our baby?" he asked. "I am thinking about love," Penelope said. "How one act of kindness changed everything. How one coin led to this." "You changed everything," Benedict said. "Your kindness, your heart, your courage." "We changed each other," Penelope said. "We saved each other." They stood together, looking out at the gardens. The same gardens where Benedict first declared his love. The same gardens where Penelope learned to believe in herself. Love had found them. Love had healed them. Love had transformed them. And it all began because a broken girl gave her last coin to a stranger. Because she chose kindness over self-preservation. Because she saw the humanity in a beggar who turned out to be a duke. Some might say it was a fairy tale, but it was better than that. It was real. It was hard-won. It was built on choice and courage and compassion. And it was forever. The Duke had tested her heart. She had answered with kindness, and in doing so, she won his heart completely. Not because she was perfect, but because she was good. Not because she was sophisticated, but because she was genuine. In a world that valued appearances, she valued character. In a world that prized wealth, she prized kindness. In a world that demanded perfection, she offered authenticity, and that made all the difference. Years later, when their children asked how their parents met, Benedict and Penelope would smile. They would tell the story of a market day, a beggar, a coin, a test. "Your mother gave me everything when she had nothing," Benedict would say. "Your father saw my worth when I could not see it myself," Penelope would add. And their children would learn that love is not about perfection. It is about seeing each other truly, about choosing each other daily, about building something beautiful from broken pieces. The Duke and Duchess of Northmere lived long and happy lives. They faced challenges and sorrows as all people do, but they faced them together, always together. And when Benedict was an old man, he still carried that coin. He still remembered the day a sad-eyed girl showed him that goodness existed, that love was possible, that his frozen heart could thaw. "You saved me," he told Penelope on their 50th wedding anniversary. "You saved me first," Penelope replied. She took his weathered hand. "When you knelt in that inn, when you chose me over everyone else, when you made me believe I was worth loving." "You were always worth loving," Benedict said. "I just helped you see it." They smiled at each other. Two old souls who had travelled life's journey together, who had chosen love over pride, kindness over cruelty, hope over despair. And in the end, that choice made all the difference. Because true love does not come from grand gestures or perfect circumstances. It comes from seeing each other's wounds, from choosing to heal together, from believing that broken things can be made whole. The Duke of Northmere disguised himself as a beggar to test a woman's heart. She answered with the kindness that would save them both, and in that moment of pure compassion, two lost souls found their way home. Home to each other, home to love, home to the life they built from nothing but hope and tenderness and courage. And they lived, truly lived, happily ever after.